Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look at Kadena, see what's going on here. And before we do, we'll look at Bitcoin here briefly, see what's up with that. And just to quickly clarify, there's a potential double bottom pattern forming here. In order for it to come to complete fruition, we need the price to come up and break the previous resistance at 60,000. That's a key level resistance. And then bounce off 61, come down to 60, establish that as a support level, and continue. That would effectively be a full-on double bottom pattern, right? So we're in the makings of that right now. It's kind of taking its time right now, but honestly, the last, 8 to 12 hours been fairly bullish. We've went from 55.6 to 57.6. 2001 trading day is a pretty big deal. So all in all, looking very good here. We just got to kind of pay attention and see how the price responds to this 50-day simple moving average. That's all there is to it. Okay, so we'll see what happens eventually. But for now, Bitcoin is in decent shape. It needs to break above also the 50 on the RSI in order for us to have more confidence that this is a bullish trend. Okay, all right, good stuff there. So looking at Kadena, let's go ahead and take a peek here. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor by any means, I've just been trading for a very long time and I love teaching people how to become better traders, more self-sufficient. So I have a trading community designed with that specific purpose, link in the description below. I created this channel, of course, to help you become better in that sense as well. So you can learn as much as you can. I recommend watching my videos straight through so you can kind of extract different things here and there. Don't just fast forward to the end for the prediction, because honestly, I predict it throughout the whole way, right? And what's better than good information is free information that's good. I just made that up on the spot. I hope it sounded okay. Regardless, that's what I'm here for. I hope this finds you well. So let's go ahead and look at the one-day chart and work our way down, because any good trader will look at Bitcoin first, which we did, and then essentially kind of start working your way down from the big picture to the small picture, right? So the one-day chart, 50-day simple moving average is moving to intersect with the price action. This is great news. It'll eventually become a strong support, at least initially. That's how it works. Traditionally brings the price up with it. But you got to bear in mind, it's taken its sweet time because it's been strong amount of momentum, and it's taken a little while for that 50-day average of the price to increase, right? So all good stuff there. I don't dislike that at all. I like the fact that we almost kind of got a bounce off of 50 on the RSI. Yes, that was 53, but you can tell it didn't come that low and fall below, because when you have a price under 50 on the RSI on the one-day chart, that's a concern. That's significantly bearish sentiment, and that's not ideal. Even though we do have a bearish divergence here on the MACD, this could very well turn around soon, right? Especially with today's momentum. So I like what I see, and I also like the fact that the price is essentially bouncing off of $16.39. So hopefully you could have added to your position in this area there, because obviously right now it looks like the bottom is in for now. Okay, now there's no guarantee it's going to recover, but the fact that it bounced off 50 on the RSI, 53, whatever, we're in very good shape here. That's much better than it's looked before, okay? So those are positive. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything else good here. We're still stuck under the 50-day simple moving average, which basically just reiterates that we have a strong key level resistance at about $19. So that could potentially be a problem. Keep this in mind too on the RSI. That same level of resistance is right around 50. So if we can break above 50 and stay above 50 here in the near future, we'll be in good shape. But the key takeaway here is that once we break through the plane of $19, we'll be doing much better, because we'll be above the 50-day simple moving average. We'll be firmly above 50 on the RSI, and it'll be looking good. But what I like here is we do have a MACD convergence in the recent past. Of course, it's easy to converge on a MACD that's this low in general, but the bottom line is that we're looking at the price essentially continuing upwards, right? We've got a pretty decent amount of momentum there. So that's a really good sign. Let's go ahead and mark that right here and see where that correlates on the 1 hour for the Ichimoku cloud. All right, so we're lagging behind here on the cloud, but we just broke above. Pretty much a good sign. Okay, so here's a key takeaway. We converged on the MACD, I don't know, 7 to 10 hours ago, right? And we just broke above the cloud right now. Is that a good buy signal? I would say yes. That's what I refer to as a double rainbow, and the main reason why is because we have the baseline underneath the conversion line. That's extremely important. That basically it's like a MACD convergence in its own, right? When those two lines intersect in an upward fashion, that's an open signal, right? So simply put, we're in a very good position here to consider adding to our position. We just have a major resistance level in place. So $19, sometimes breaking through the cloud and MACD converging into a cloud is good. Oh no, sorry, correction, it's always good. But sometimes doing that into a key level resistance can be a growth stunter, right? It'll stunt the growth of this trend if it does that. So what we need to do is we need to have a nice push to break above $19, and then I'd feel much more comfortable with taking a longer position. Because right now it could very well reject out and continue down. We don't know that just yet. A little early, a little premature, but this does have all the signs that we're looking for a long position. So to me, I feel like we're on the right track and we're going to be ramping up soon. It's just that when the price breaks above the cloud, you usually want to wait a little while to get that full-on confirmation that you're trending in the right direction before taking a position. Okay. So unless there's other key factors that are kind of pushing this in the right direction, then I would say maybe hold off for a moment and see how the price responds to $19 first. That might be a good call. But if you're the gambling type and or you just want a dollar cost average, that's not gambling at all, right? That's risk management. You can consider adding to your position right now because it's not a bad call. I think that we're in a position where we could see a break above. Because if you look back here, there has been only one instance where the price broke above the cloud firmly, and then it got rejected out. But that was also the same day that Bitcoin was doing terrible. Bitcoin's been doing fairly well in the recent past, and now Kadena is trying to kick back off. So I do think it is almost time for Kadena to take off. Just bear in mind, it's not 100% for right now, right? Like I don't have that full on like, oh, I feel great about this yet. Anyways, that's okay though. We'll bridge that gap soon. Maybe I'll look at this again later. Another takeaway too is we're at an 8 on TD sequential. So we've been continuously increasing for the last 8 hours straight. There is chance of a pullback in that sentiment, which is why we probably want to wait just a little bit longer to get that confirmation the price is effectively above the cloud and closing above the cloud. So I would say, 2 or 3 more hours and we'll probably have that. What would be ideal is if the price were to consolidate right where it's at, right at this resistance, have this ascending wedge pattern, and then break out to the upside. That would be ultimately the way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert. We're going to go with 19 even. So as soon as it breaks that plane, I can go ahead and take a closer look, possibly consider sending out a signal. But a lot of times when you're even though you have a MACD convergence, we got the Ichimoku breakthrough, that resistance could stunt that and slow it down, right? So that's the only thing that's concerning me the most is just that level resistance right there at 19. That's proven to be difficult recently, but it's looking good still all in all. So I'm more bullish on the big picture for KDA than I am the little picture, if that makes sense, right? So micro, not so much. Macro, yes, definitely. So I would just say, if nothing else, consider adding to your position. I do not feel Kadena should go much lower. It's at that point where it's holding fairly well on both RSIs, and we have a decent / strong support here at about 1640 that's been holding very well. So mostly good stuff here, right? All right, so hopefully you found benefit and you understand what I'm saying here. Oh, wait, one last thing before that. Let's just go ahead and squeeze this out and see. We have an initial target at about $28 from our swing trades from, I think it was last week. That's still valid. So I think $28 is very realistic. Will we hit that today or tomorrow? No, let's be realistic on that sense. I think that big picture, we were probably going to want to see something along the lines of, let's do this here. So for example, we've been in this plane here for roughly 14 days. So I'd say hypothetically, the next 14 days, it's very realistic to hit the target of 28. So 2 weeks, $28. That would be somewhere in the range of 55% from the current position. So 55% gain in 2 weeks is phenomenal. Granted, I'd rather that in 24 hours like we saw with Sandbox yesterday, but we can't always get what we want, right? I still think Kadena is in good shape. That's my overall sentiment here. I'll keep a closer eye on it, though, of course, once I get that alert at 19. I might send out another review, perhaps, or if nothing else, if you're part of my community, I'll send out an update if it's relevant and it's worth taking a position to maybe consider a shorter term trade within the next Fibonacci retracement levels, right? Because I do think it's safe to say when we break that plane that we'll see the price action jump up to at least 21, maybe even 23. Okay. All right. Okay. That's all I got for you. Enough rambling. Hope you have a good rest of your day. If you're not currently a patron, consider subscribing. I appreciate you nonetheless. We'll look forward to seeing you next video. Have a great one. Take care.